We got the old Deus one back out here. It's cooled off a little bit. She's probably still around 90 here right now. And we got the old Deus one here. We're going to experiment with Mr. Woodbutcher settings that he uses. See what kind of pros and cons we might come up with here. And I've got that Deus 2 here. And we're going to run it in a multi-frequency setup, sort of like, I guess he runs his in basic 1. I've got this Deus 1 in basic 1. I'm at the 11.7 kilohertz band, 93 sensitivity. Reactivity is at 2. Silencer is at -1. Audio response is max. The disc is at 88. And I've got a quarter here. And I've got a little piece of a square nail. Alright, we're going to compare these two detectors. We'll leave them both at reactivity 2. Sweeping at various call heights. I'll get this here up here. Maybe I'll get the remote to get a little closer and you'll get to hear this thing. Okay. Now that right there is from about 2 inches above that nail. Fairly fast sweep. You hear that? Listen. I'm going to start raising the call. All right, now real fast sweep. Coming left to right, I'm getting something. Coming right to left. All right. I'm going to raise her up a little higher here now. So I get that little sputter in there with some high 90 ID. Okay, so you got to hear that. And I'm going to come over here and watch this now. From about 4 and 5 inches above this setup here, I'm going to start sweeping this call and advancing it toward this setup. Real narrow spot there to get any tone. Notice that? Look, watch that. Well, that's sweeping straight over from about 5 inches on a fast sweep. You hear that? Listen. All right, so we're going to turn this one off here. We'll turn on this Deus 2. Let's just see how they compare. If we set one up in this fast program, running that high disc. Okay, fast program. I'll dial the disc all the way to 88. I'll pretend I'm Woodbutcher and I'm going to run this machine like this. Sensitivity 93. I'm going to turn the iron volume off. Reactivity 2. Audio response is jacked up. And silencer's at 0. Lowest setting like I ran the Deus 1. Okay, and the tones. Okay, I'm going to run 3 tones. Okay. And tone breaks at 88. Alright. And I'll do a noise cancel right quick. I'm going to try to sort of use this the same as I did the Deus one. No tricks. I'm not trying to make any detector look bad. I'm just showing you all the differences, possible differences, okay? Now, I'm going to sweep down here close. That's real close to that nail, about 1 inch above it. Hear that? I didn't even get anything, I don't think, on the Deus one. Now, here's about 4 inches above it. So a real fast sweep doesn't, let me go in here and change these tones to PWM tones. Okay, there we go. I'm getting good two-way toner. That's a pretty fast sweep from about 6-7 inches. See there, I can't sweep that thing fast enough and from 6 inches above it and not get a hit on that core, okay? Now I'm gonna come over here. Now watch this now. Again, from about like I ran that Deus 1, I'm gonna start bringing this coil in here. Much wider span there. You know, if I don't flush this, I almost have to flush it with a Deus 1 compared to this coil. Okay, now I'm gonna sweep over the center of this fast. Look at there. Can't sweep it too fast and not get a tone, okay? So you can see there's actual difference. Now, this is the fast program. I'm not going to show the other programs. I'm not even running them on this exact test here, what you see here, okay? Now, that's the high disc. What I'll do, I'm going to take a disc back since we're using this. Deus 2 is sort of still a new release. 6.8 disc, I believe, is factory. 3 tones, and I'm going to go in here. I'm going to run the second tone down on this machine, real low. Okay, it's down into 355. The highest tone is going to be maxed out. Okay. We're going to run a tone break. There's an 84 tone break, okay? So we are getting high tone on that setup there. You see how fast I can sweep that dude? And let's come over here. That's from way up there, boys. Look how high I am above that. With a lot of coil detection span. Now remember, this setup here could be buried, okay? You could have an old silver quarter down there, 6-7 inches in the ground. You could have a nail laying like that right there, and you're out trying to find it, okay? So, you know, sometimes you see these on top of the ground tests, you know, and you're like, well, that don't really apply, you know, it's a bunch of BS. Well, you figure if this detector won't see that right there, if we bury it in the ground in that kind of configuration, it definitely ain't gonna see it. That's how I feel about it, okay? So the audio on this machine is definitely more sparky, meaning I'm hearing external speaker. I'm hearing that better in this machine than I am that Deus 1. I hadn't put no headphones on now to compare them here. All right, I hope you enjoyed.